I just have so much respect and pride for like two guys like those two and everybody in the locker room because Christian said it all. I mean, that first statement he said is that they were more focused on who was playing than who wasn't, and that's what we talked about. We got everybody together that was playing for the locker thing, and it said, you know, it is about who's playing. It's about you doing your job, about you playing with great effort, about a group of guys who are going to be playing together, and just a lot of pride that they did that. And you know, defensively, the way we started out was excellent. We were, you know, high energy, and we knew they were going to be excellent defensively. And so you just see so many guys, young guys, make plays down the stretch. I mean, you know, Jeff White. I mean, he had a great game. He had 5 assists, no turnovers, played great D. We couldn't afford him to get in foul trouble. Against Milwaukee, he got 2 quick fouls. We couldn't have that. We kind of told him, you got to play your tail off and don't foul. You know, and he did that. And it was the best leadership we've had defensively all year. In the second half down the stretch, you just heard Christian screaming, you know, we need stops. And you just felt the passion with those guys. We just haven't had that kind of noise defensively. Infusing Joe Crispin back in the lineup, you know, you can't put what Joe does into a line score because he had 2 points, but the confidence everyone has that Joe's our best defender. I mean, he's gonna, you know, trust me, Joe, you know, he guarded him and they guarded Barnes a lot, and the only 3 that Barnes got was in the zone, and those guys will let me know it too. You know, they didn't have one against the man, and they're just prideful kids, and it was to lose Ben and Cully. I mean, and to find out how we lost Ben. We found out this morning. You know, he's practiced the last 2 days. I mean, all indications that he was playing until this morning. All his headaches came back. So, you know, to find out that this morning could have deflated you. And like Christian said, all we did, the coaches, everyone, all we said was about who is playing, and that was, I think, a key.
Are you concerned moving forward about Ben's availability?
You know, personally and as the head coach. You know, yeah. I mean, he's. You know, this is going on 2 weeks, and so personally, you know, as a parent, as a a mentor to him and his family, yeah, we don't want to put him in harm's way. As a head coach, yeah, I mean, Ben's a big part of what we're doing. But like I said, when Ben went out, we talked amongst ourselves in the locker room. It's a chance for O'Leary and Osborne to get valuable minutes, and they're both gaining more. Nick had a huge offensive rebound. He got his athletic ability in the game. He came flying in, was wrist above everybody, and tipped that one in. And he got 7 big rebounds. O'Leary made some nice plays. Turk made a nice shot. You're looking around, and all of a sudden, I mean, a lot of young guys, Christian and the 4 freshmen, and Hicks had a great game. You know, it was just it was good to see.
What does it mean to you to have these 63 championship guys here representing the tradition?
Well, they're going to have to come back every game because the Mississippi State game and this game we've won. So those 2 guys, that whole team is going to be mandated to be back. But it's just you don't want to do it on one night. You know, it's too big for us. I'm so glad that our athletic department from the top down, the university, made it a year-long celebration because it is. It's too big a message. It's too important of tradition and history, and it's teaching moments. You know, everything when you're in a leadership role, when you want to take advantage of teaching moments, and those guys, what they represent, is a teaching moment. You constantly want to remind your guys of that moment in time.
You're talking about not how Christian's line score doesn't represent all he did. Thomas is another guy. He gets good numbers, but he's such an energy guy for you, whether it's rebounding or steals or.
I think I mean, think about it. We had 4 freshmen, Joe, Hicks, and Christian. We had 7 scholarship players tonight, I think. Yeah, we had 7 scholarship players play tonight. All right, the 4 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and Hicks. And those leadership, I mean, and you with young guys, all of a sudden you lose Avercamp, lose Cully, and then those guys were like I mean, you should have seen them. They were like, it was about all of us who was going to play tonight, and that's leadership, that's culture, that's belief, it's passion, it's all the things you want to do. And Christian Thomas epitomizes all of it. He had some amazing loose balls that he came up with, and all of a sudden he puts it in the basket.
necessary to stay involved?
You know, just really focused on defense. And I think our defense, you know, for 35 plus minutes of the game, you know, really kept us in it, and just being focused on that side of the court. You know, our offense is going to come, which it did, you know, tonight, and just, you know, we started off slow, but we kept it in on defense, and, you know, they started off slow as well, but I feel like, you know, they broke on defense before us, and, you know, we were able to get it going and just keep our defense up.
You guys, when you're playing shorthanded like you were today, is that a little more incentive for both of you? And talk a little bit about this with the bench next to you as well.
Well, I think it does give us a little bit more incentive. You know, before the game we tried to talk about, you know, focus more on who was playing as opposed to, you know, who's not. You know, obviously missing Cully Payne and Ben Avercamp, you know, was big, but I think that we had enough guys step up and we were able to get, you know, pull out the win.
George, there's been a lot of talk all year about the 62 championship team, and of course this weekend. What does that mean to you in terms of the history of the basketball program here, what you guys try to represent?
You know, it's just great to, you know, see those guys come back and, you know, support us, and, you know, it feels really great to play, you know, so well in front of them and have them at the game, you know, and just representing, you know, the university and what you know, what they did in 1963 and what they faced. You know, it's just really, I really appreciate, you know, being able to play and, you know, have them backing us up and coming to the games and whatnot and what it represents.
What about you, Chris?
Definitely just a lot of the same thoughts as Jordan. You know, just feels really great to have in their support, and the fact that they still care, you know, really says a lot. You know, one day I hope that we can, you know, get together and come back and see the players that are, you know, playing after us.
Does one, I mean, you guys know the history and even more so than winning the championship that year, just looking at the seasons like that year in the 60s that they played, does that just seem like a history lesson to you, or is it a little more real when you see them?
Yeah, you know, it's a little more real when you see them, and you know, just like you really take it in when you're listening to them talking in there, and, you know, they're talking to you just, you know, just like basketball players. It's really great to, you know, just be able to speak to them about that aspect of things, and then you know, they tell us their stories about what they faced and everything, but they're able to laugh about it, and, you know, and it's just, you know, really appreciative of what they, you know, went through and whatnot, and it's just great to see them back here and play as well. You know, it definitely gets me going for the games to see those guys around.